Twitter? Are we working on Twitter? Hello, everybody, if you're watching out there. Hello, welcome to 100% LCFC. My name is Phil, and this is the Monday Night Fan Zone show. We are joined tonight by some of the regular people you'll see here every week on the Fan Zone. We've also got a very special guest, Jamie, who is from Wolves Fan TV, so that's going to be great getting his views in. So we're literally going live now in about 60 seconds. I am just checking everything is working. Thanks as ever to our people, the local businesses who help bring us 100% LCFC every week. That is Peter's Pizzas, Everard's ADT, Hologram, and of course the Fox's Arms. You can see the match live in Alcudia tomorrow night in the Fox's Arms. Let's lose that for a little bit. It's back to me. Well, it's been a great weekend with Leicester doing well. A few people still grumbling, which was interesting, about the match on Saturday. I'm not really sure what they're grumbling about. I think a lot of us can see what Claude Puel is trying to do. It's going to be an interesting match tomorrow night against Wolves. Before I get too far, let's bring straight in Jamie, who's from Wolves Fan TV. Jamie, can you hear us? Fantastic. Now, if people want to get their comments in to Jamie, you can do that by all means. We'll talk about tomorrow night's Carabao Cup. From our point of view, Jamie, it couldn't have been a much tougher match. We wanted to win this cup, but we've got a stumbling block against you guys, I think. Yeah, you're thinking you guys. I mean, you guys have had a great start in the league, haven't you? Obviously, we felt we were, well, to be honest, lucky beating you guys, but you've done very well since then. Yeah, you did play well, but in my opinion, it sort of shows how sometimes you don't always deserve to win in the Premier League. You've got to sort of just plough on through and earn that right, and that's something I think you guys are learning very quickly. Did well against Man United though at the weekend, Jamie. Your guys. What you don't want to do is get towards the end of the season, Jamie, and look back going, we should have beat Leicester, we should have beat Man U. Which is not easy, not easy. Now, Jamie, I'm going to bring somebody else in. Obviously, this is totally live. We'll get fans' comments on there very shortly. I'm bringing Tom in. Welcome, Tom and Neil. So there's four of us going to be in this little group now. So, Jamie, I'll bring you back in a second, Jamie, if that's all right. I just want to touch base with Tom to start with about Saturday's win against Huddersfield. What were your views on that, Tom? Yeah, I've noticed that. I mean, the under-23s are playing as we speak. I've been watching some of that. Danny Simpson, obviously involved in that, so he won't again be playing in that cup match tomorrow. Just going to go through a few fans' comments. If you've got any questions for Jamie or any of us, do get them in there. It's going to be a busy one with four of us on tonight. Baz Short, hi, thanks Baz for watching. He's saying he thinks tomorrow might go to penalties. Um, Martin Jerram is being cheeky. He wants subtitles for you, Jamie. That's not very fair, is it? Good grief. Leicester fans, come on, don't give him too much grief. If you've got any serious questions, get them in for Jamie. Neil, let's just quickly come to you. a quick reflection on Huddersfield's win. Three very good goals, Neil. Yeah, we've got a question very much here coming in for Jamie. Well, I say it's a question. It's Jamie. Basically, Anthony Lowe says, "Want to say to the Wolves fan, nice to see you lot back in the top division from an '80s kid." Again, I'm quite old. I always think of Wolves being a top Premier League side. What's it like to be back in, Jamie, in the big time? Great. And you guys have come in, and you're not exactly, Jamie. You've come in with you've got a really decent squad, a decent manager, and like you were just saying there, you're not exactly in to make the numbers up. A lot of pundits and yourselves thinking you're going to have a top half finish. And I'm going to chuck Tom in on that. Tom, do you think is that? I mean, we did it a sort of slow, quick way. Do you think that's a dangerous gamble by the Wolves team to be doing it that way, going for instant success rather than building? I'm going to ask all you guys the same question about tomorrow's cup match, but I'll start with Jamie. Um, it for us, for a Leicester fan, after the ups and downs we've had, for me personally, we definitely want to win tomorrow, and we want to win the cup. Jamie, are you not so fussed? Are you really got an eye on the league? Tom, I mean, Mick Paget's just put in here. He says, "Don't forget that Wolves are actually shorter odds than Leicester to win the league." Tom, so which makes us chuckle a little bit, to be fair, first season back. But what do you think for tomorrow night? We want to win the cup, don't we? Or have a real go. Neil, who do you expect to play up front for Leicester tomorrow? What's your guess? Yeah, Jamie, coming back over to you guys, what are you expecting that you're going to put out that sort of reserve team and who is it from the Leicester team? Somebody's just asked, who is it from Leicester you actually fear facing? Do you know what, Jamie? I think you've been great to watch, and it's been great having you on. But it does. Tom hinted at it. How you've come in. It reminds me of the season we did what we call the Greatest Escape, because we played ever so well that season, and yet come Christmas time we were right down in the relegation spot. And I'm not saying you guys are going to be down there, but it really. I think the Premier League it can be where you can look back and a missed chance here and there can cause you a lot of trouble, can't it, Tom? It's about our only derby at the moment, isn't it? No Forest, no Derby, no Stoke, no Villa, no who the a Coventry, yeah. Anyway, and no Birmingham. So Wolves, Molineux, it's a nice place to go. We've always liked going there. We often lose there. I don't want to say it. I was trying to remember the last time. Anybody remember a Leicester win at Wolves at Molineux? Yes, I know. I think we got beat 4-0 there as well a while back. So let's. I'm just going to go through a few of the people's comments on here. So just bear with me while I put them up on screen. Reese Taylor saying Okazaki and Gray up top. That'd be an interesting one. Uh, Imtiaz is just giving us an update saying Angolo Kante just got onto the FIFA Pro Best Awards team of the season. Although I don't think Kante's having the best season so far this season, but obviously that's based on last year. Um, Anthony Lowe is saying there's no money in winning the League Cup. It's not big enough prize to risk Premier League survival, and I think that's what a lot of managers treat it like that. Mirko is watching from Holland. Hi Mirko. Sorry if I've got your name wrong there. Mick Paget is saying play our plan B. Oh yes, we sold them. Anthony Howard is saying the League Cup is a great way into Europe. You see, here we go. Leicester fans just not happy with Claude Puel, or a lot of them. Martin is saying we should go for the Wolves manager, although he's put a bit of a smiley face after it. Tomorrow night, says Stephen Price, is I would like to see Nacho and Okazaki start up front, with all Brighton and Ibora and Silva all start. Um, I think there's some good squads in there. Neil, what could be our B team tomorrow with Silva and Ibora, Diabate, these sorts of players, Ricardo Pereira. So it's a pretty decent B team. It could be our A team, couldn't it be, Neil? Jamie, who would we fear tomorrow from your team? Now, obviously, you've got, is it Traore who's been playing really well and some of these other guys, but who may not feature? Is there somebody you think, yeah, they've got a chance that they might play tomorrow? Somebody we've not heard of who is worth keeping an eye out for? A couple of players, maybe. Yeah. Which again, Jamie, is showing you the quality you've sort of got in some depth where you've got somebody who was in the Belgium squad. Obviously, they went a long way in the World Cup, and he's really only on your fringes at the moment. So you're quite pleased with your overall squad, Jamie. Yeah. No, no. So it's a good opportunity for fringe players in both the Leicester, Tom. I'll come to you, and Jamie. But good time for fringe players, Tom, for Leicester to stake that claim, isn't it? Neil, if that is the back four, as Tom sort of outlined it, with Ben in there, um, there's room for Wolves to perhaps bag a couple of goals, isn't it? It's not necessarily the strongest defence there. Oh, Neil, you're an absolute genius at football. You should let's get Puel out and put you in there. No, honestly. But Benalouan and Morgan at central defence, that's certainly a weak spot for them to attack, isn't it? I, I mean, but Imtiaz has said, why can't Soyuncu play Tom tomorrow? It's a good shout, isn't it? Benkovic has got to have a scan. Did you see that, guys? Right, we're going to go round and ask everybody their score prediction. So, Jamie, I'm going to come to you first. Obviously, thanks for joining us, Jamie. We obviously hope we stuff you tomorrow night, but who do you think's the way we do it is who do you think is going to be the first goal scorer? So, pick a player, and then the correct final score. So over to you first, Jamie. I'm going to put you on the spot. So just say who you think is going to score first. Again, was it Bonatini? And Wolves to win 2-1. Okay. Well, just I can confirm that you're wrong on that. Tom, who do you fancy? Yeah, you fancy pens. I don't think any team will want to go to penalties, but you can see it, can't you, in the cup? Neil, score prediction from you. That's a great game. Great game to go and watch. Obviously, we're all predicting, Jamie. You can guess we're all going to predict Leicester wins. Whether we actually believe it or not is something different. It totally depends on what teams are out there tomorrow. I think I'm gonna pick Diabate because I feel he might get a little run, and I'm going to go for 2-1 to Leicester. But until you've see the squads tomorrow, it's going to be anybody's game. Anyway, Jamie, I'm going to let you go. Thank you very much for joining us. And what just Jamie, just tell everybody who is potentially watching, it's out there on Twitter, your fan zone. It's Wolves Fan TV, isn't it? Tell us more. No, it's been brilliant having you on here, Jamie. Appreciate it. You've done well. So thanks to Jamie. He's now left us, and we're just left with us Leicester fans here. Just to wrap it up, guys. That was good to have Jamie on, wasn't it? He fielded off the questions nicely. Um, just a quick look back, guys. This pule in, pule out stuff. Tom, we're eighth, ninth in the league, 9 points. I, give the guys some chance, isn't it? Still lots of fans out there. They're allowed their views, but come on, isn't it? Yeah, at times it really was. But yeah, it Neil, I think Tom's hit it right. When we were watching it, we were saying it was pass, 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 and it's quite frustratingly slow at times. But then when they suddenly make that forward pass, it gets very quick and explosive almost, Neil. So you can see what they're trying to do, can't you, Neil? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, for me, I just think there's going to be some games where we end up, it does perhaps go a bit wrong, perhaps like it did against Bournemouth. I think, to be fair, he set us up a little bit too attacking against Bournemouth, and yet against Huddersfield at home, he set us up quite defensively. But I think there's loads of big positives in there. Just like you say, the trouble is a lot of fans, I believe, have been very spoiled, I'm going to say it, by the Premier League win and by almost the greatest escape season and going to watch us in Champions League football. And perhaps just a little reality check to say Leicester City in ninth position in the Premier League, in one of the toughest leagues if not the toughest league in the world. I just I can't see it do us any favours to be talking about Puel out, Tom, or getting rid. Should have got points, yeah. I, Alex has got a good one here. I'll just read this out. I know we've got a few minutes before we finish. Alex says, "Why do people want to have the never-ending revolving manager's door? There's finally some stability into the team. With players like Casper Vardy and Ndidi, they wouldn't sign these long-term contracts if they weren't happy with Puel." I think he's right there. I know money talks, and don't get me wrong, Maguire as well. They'll have all had big paydays potentially, but they've got to be fairly happy with what's going on with Puel, Tom. Anthony Lowe says, "I'm surprised you guys are still on this hamster wheel, to be honest." I assume he's referring to us still talking about Puel in or out. I think all three of us are not saying for a second Puel out. We're all saying we're surprised that a lot of fans are still saying Puel out. Neil, aren't we? Yeah, I agree. I mean, somebody's just put it. Let me get it on here. Spencer Wright says, "But do you think if Casper went to another club, he would get game time?" Which I'm just gonna answer that and say I think Casper's just been nominated in the top three goalkeepers in the world. Am I not saying in one of the FIFA ranking things? Tom has, yeah, no. Right, chaps. I'm gonna answer Reece Taylor's questions in a minute, but I'm gonna let you go because he's been putting some nonsense in. So, Tom, thank you very much for joining us. You, well, I'm gonna put it up here. Reece Taylor was put on here. You put a few weird comments up, Reece. To be fair, but everybody's entitled to their opinions. But I'm gonna have you up here saying he says Maguire and Ndidi have signed so we get more money for them. Maybe, but they've signed long-term contracts. He's just put Vardy has a new big pay packet and won't get in anywhere else. To be honest, that's absolute bollocks. If I'm honest, Reece, because like Jamie Vardy, again scored a sensational goal on Saturday, and he scored 20 plus goals in the last couple of seasons. Jamie Vardy would get most Premier League clubs walk around going, "Oh, if only we could get 20 goal a season striker." And if you honestly think that Jamie Vardy is not that type of player, I just think you're entitled to your opinions, Reece. But I think honestly, just just think sometimes before you put stuff like that. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say, chaps. Got yeah. Reese is trying to rile me up, I think, with some of his comments because he's just put, "Why is everybody on 100% saying Puel in?" Well, Reese, again, I think we're just backing the team. We're backing the manager. We're backing the coaching staff. We're backing the lads who are there because we are in the top half of the Premier League table, and it really isn't that bad, Reese. So again, I just think. I think we're going to finish it there, chaps, before we get into a mudslinging competition with some people, which is absolutely fine. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Neil. See you guys soon, and thanks for everybody who's got their comments in. I think it's interesting, Reese. I'm certainly not trying to have a go at you. I'd love to come into this to voice my opinion. Reese, I put the link out there every week, so you click on that link next week and you come in and give your opinion because you're absolutely entitled to it. We are not saying for 1 second that we are right. I think we are just saying at this stage, absolutely would back the playing team, the managers, the coaches, the chairman, because there's no need not to. It's a silly for me at this stage of the game, seven games in or whatever, 6 games in, to be having this debate is just doesn't need to be discussed really. And we were just discussing that we're surprised people are still having it. And then your comments about, I know you've just put about Jamie Vardy, he's 31, won't get into any other team. It's just nonsense because he would. He just would. Dan also says put Reese on the show next week. Honestly, Reese, you're coming on next week. The link is there every week. Click on it. Don't have to just sit behind behind the keyboard. Reese can come on. He can come and have his view. Um, Imital says, I won't say Puel in or out, but time will tell. I'm not a fan of his, but I support him for the team. Of course I do. Imitas, I totally agree with you. Absolutely agree with you. I'm not Puel's biggest fan. He doesn't excite me in his press conferences, but the results on the pitch are okay at the moment. They're more than okay at the moment. Anyway, let's leave it there. Thanks everybody for watching. We've overrun. Thanks to Jamie from the Wolves Fan TV. Thank you to Tom and Neil for coming on. More and more of you want to come on. That's great. Click on the links next week. Come in, and that'd be absolutely brilliant. Last few comments. I'm not going to read some of those out. Yeah. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Thanks everybody for watching. See you next week.